Hello children, today we are going to discuss chapter Why Do We Fall Ill? First, what is health? Health is therefore a state of being well enough to function well physically, mentally and socially. If we are fit physically, mentally and socially, then we can do each and every type of work very perfectly. So this is the state of health. What are disease? Any disturbance in the structure or the functioning of any organ and a part of a body that is termed as disease. There are different type of diseases, like first acute disease. What is this acute disease? Some diseases last for only very short time period, and these type of diseases are called acute disease. For example, common cold. Some other elements of this type of disease that can last for long time, even as much as lifetime, that are known as chronic disease. So that type of disease which are long lasting, that are known as chronic disease. For example, elephantiasis and tuberculosis, these all are the example of chronic disease. What are congenital disease? These type of disease are present by birth and caused due to some genetic abnormalities as well as due to some metabolic disorder, malfunctioning of organ, permanent, generally not easily curable, and may be inherited to children. Inherited means these diseases will come from parents. That type of diseases are known as congenital disease. What are acquired disease? Disease which develop after birth. That type of diseases are known as acquired disease. Acquired disease will develop after birth, and we can divide these acquired disease in two factors. First, infectious disease, next, non-infectious disease. What are infectious disease? Communicated from diseased person to healthy person and caused by some biological agents as well as pathogens like virus, bacteria, protozoan, nematodes and fungi. Non-infectious diseases restricted only to those person who are suffering from that, and these type of diseases are not caused by any infectious agent. Comparison of damage to health by acute and chronic disease, like common cold and tuberculosis. In the case of tuberculosis, a person may be in contact of pulmonary tuberculosis from inhaling droplets from a cough or sneeze by an infected person. And these microbes directly affect the lungs of the person. So that type of diseases are dangerous. Get better and become well within a week or so. Some general symptoms are there related with diseases like short of breath, loss weight, feel tired all the time. These are general factors of the diseases. Prolonged general poor health if we have a chronic disease. If person is infected with chronic disease, that person will get a poor health. That person will not feel healthy. Now, infectious disease, different type of agents are there which are responsible to spread infectious diseases. Some different means of spread are also there, like water, air. Some type of diseases are organ specific as well as some type of diseases are tissue specific. Principal treatments, some principal treatments are there. After the detection of the disease, which type of treatment is required to cure the disease, that type of treatments are known as principal treatments. Principal preventions, we know very well prevention is better than cure. So in this case, what remedies are required for the prevention of infectious diseases? Like if malaria is there, so in the case of malaria, what we have to do, we should clean our surroundings regularly. What are infectious agents? Organisms that can cause disease are found in a wide range of such categories of the classification like bacteria, fungi, virus, protozoans, etc. These all are infectious agents. Some of them virus, some are bacteria, some fungi, some are single-celled animals. That single-celled organisms are known as protozoans. Some diseases are also caused by multicellular organisms such as worms of different types. Now here some examples of infectious disease with infectious agents like virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoans and worms. These are the diseases. Virus like common cold, influenza, dengue fever, AIDS, these all are viral diseases. Bacteria like typhoid fever, cholera, tuberculosis, anthrax, these all are bacterial diseases. Fungi, many common infectious disease. Some allergies, these all are fungal disease. Protozoans like malaria, kala azar, these both are protozoan disease. Worms like some worm infectious disease, for example, elephantiasis. As an example, let us take antibiotics. If symptoms are there of the disease, then we have to take the antibiotics. What are that antibiotics? The commonly block biochemical pathway important for bacteria. Many bacteria, for example, make a cell wall to protect themselves. The antibiotics like penicillin. Penicillin is the example of antibiotic. So this penicillin blocks the bacterial process that build the cell wall. As a result, the growing bacteria become unable to make cell wall and die easily. So these antibiotics are very necessary to stop the multiplication of the microbes, especially bacteria. According to this, we can define what are these antibiotics. These antibiotics are the substance which will work against the microbes, which will stop the multiplication of the microbes. Human cell don't make a cell wall anyway, so penicillin cannot have such an effect on us. Penicillin will have this effect on any bacteria that use such processes for making cell wall. Similarly, many antibiotics work against many species of bacteria rather than simply working against one. But viruses do not use these pathways at all. And that the reason why antibiotics do not work against any viral infections. If we have a common cold, taking antibiotics does not reduce the severity or the duration of these disease. However, if we also get a bacterial infection along with the viral cold, taking antibiotics will help in that condition. Even then the antibiotics will work only against the bacterial part of the infection, not in the viral infection. So these antibiotics are helpful only in the bacterial infections, in bacterial disease, but it will not work in viral disease. Means of spread of infectious disease. Different type of means are there, like some diseases are spread by air, some by water, some by sexually transmission, and some through vectors. If disease is spreading via air, that type of disease are known as airborne disease. For example, common cold, pneumonia, and tuberculosis. If mean of spread is water, that type of diseases are known as waterborne disease, like cholera and amoebiasis. If disease is spread only by sexual transmission, that type of diseases are known as STD, means sexually transmitted disease. Example, syphilis, AIDS. One more example like gonorrhea. Through vector, some vectors are there which are responsible for the transmission of disease, like mosquitoes, houseflies, etc. In the case of malaria, vector is female Anopheles mosquito. Organ specific and tissue specific manifestation. Some vectors will affect directly on a particular organ. Some will affect on particular tissue. So after entry of microbes in our body, where do these microbes will go? These microbes will attack the particular and specific organ as well as specific tissues. So some microbes will enter in the particular organ of the infected person as well as the particular tissue of the infected person. For example, this condition is depend on the point entry from where these microbes are entering inside the body. Here, one example is tuberculosis. This tuberculosis is a bacterial disease. So this tuberculosis is caused by bacteria and the entry as well as point is nose. Via nose, these microbe and this bacteria will enter inside the body and it will affect to the lungs. Other example, typhoid. This typhoid is also a bacterial disease and the point of entry is mouth and it will affect to guts. Other example, jaundice. This jaundice is a virus disease, viral disease because this is caused by the viruses and it will enter through mouth and it will affect to the liver. Some organs, some sex organs like lymph node. So this AIDS virus will enter via lymph node. Some other examples like Japanese elephantiasis. This is a type of brain fever. This is a viral disease because caused by a virus. This will enter through a mosquito bite and infect to the brain. So, dear children, this is the description of the chapter. That is, why do we fall ill? Thank you.